Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our ACD's fifth session with the global leader. We are absolutely delighted to welcoming Fahima Chowdhury. We are really excited to have you here with us today. Fahima joins us today from US. She boosted an impressive career focused primarily in engineering. And hello, Fahima, how are you? Thank you for joining us
Um,
with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I am delighted to be here today and to be able to, share my journey with your audience. I just want to let you know, since you mentioned you have a lot of international audience, we decided to, conduct this interview in English. But if anyone would want me to explain anything in Bangla, I'm more than happy to do that. But primarily, we will be conducting it in English.
Exactly. Yeah. Before going to the main session, I would like to share the objective of this, like event. So basically, back in 2018, we established our organization, School of Entrepreneurship Development, to empower, the young people with real information, knowledge, and we try to thrive towards the knowledge economy. Like we want to contribute to that, and we invite international guests to share their journey of like how they uh, developed some skills while they were studying, with some volunteering or club activities, and how they are using those developed skills in their professional field. And so we want to portray your journey and try to like inspire and motivate them and show them like the way forward in a way. So yeah, please, if you could tell us about briefly about yourself. So let's start the session.
Okay, I think congratulations. I think it's a great initiative you have started. I think we
Thank
all
you.
can help and learn from people. I don't really consider myself successful yet. I think I have a long way to go, but I definitely think by sharing my journey, maybe any of your audience have some, confusion, dilemma, and it might help them. So I'm happy to be here and help your audience. So thank you for inviting me. A little bit about myself. My name is Fahima Mahzabin Chowdhury. So I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I did my undergrad from North South University in electrical and electronics engineering. After my undergrad, I pursued my master's degree at San Francisco State University in embedded electrical and computer systems. Upon graduating, I joined a medical device company in 2019. I worked there for about 6 months. And after that, I got the opportunity to work at Microsoft. So I am currently working at Microsoft since 2019 October as a design verification engineer. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, good. That's all. And uh, let's take you back in the past. Can you please tell us, share with us about your involvement with volunteer activities or club activities that basically helped you develop some skills while you were a student?
Yes, so I have been involved in extracurricular activities since I was in school. My parents have been very encouraging about, me being part of different things because they don't believe only in, learning from book. They think you learn through experiences. So they have been very encouraging. I have been the president of our debating club in our school. I was the vice president of the quiz club. And it was at that time a lot of other parents discouraged my parents like why you're letting your daughter to do all these things because it's a waste of time, she might not do good in school. And my parents were like, she's learning. It doesn't matter if she's scoring, standing first or second or third. That doesn't matter because I think my parents were very smart and intelligent. So they knew that like just being a first girl in fifth grade doesn't really matter, but the experience you learn through those different activities goes much further. So that was my school. And then when I was in North South University, I was part of our cultural organization. I was one of the founding members of Model United Nations Club at North South, NSUMUN. And then I was part of UNICEF, which is a United Nations Student and Youth Association of Bangladesh. So I would say all these experiences helped me to build a lot of soft skill. School is great for learning. I learned about engineering, but being part of this organization helped me to learn how to work, cooperate with other people. I learned how to negotiate. I learned how to network. I learned how to, communicate effectively. So right now I am here back home in Bangladesh. We only competing with fellow Bangladeshis, but here I'm competing with the best talent from around the world. So just knowing your fact is not enough for you to move forward. So I would say, even if I have to go back, I would not have it any other way. Those ECAs have been very helpful in my life. I can hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Your mic can.
Oh, sorry. No. So yeah, that's wonderful because you involved with some international and local organizations. That was I believe that was really great experience for you. So can you please tell us a bit about your experience? That you're the founding member of Modern United Nation and North South University, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So how was the experience? Why did you feel that to introduce that club in your university?
So I had my first Model United Nations experience in 2012, and during that time, I met some other people from my university who I didn't know because I was from the engineering school of engineering, and they're usually from business school. And when I met them, and my experience through that process has been really wonderful. I still have those friends. I learned how to negotiate. I learned how to, talk in a very formal caucus. So it was very delightful. And I, along with the other people who are part of that experience, we decided that we need to introduce that to our university, because that will help students to learn negotiation, learn how to communicate, learn how to present themselves in international platform. So, and it's fun too. You make new friends, you make new acquaintances. So overall, we just felt we want our university to be one of the pioneer in the private school sector to have the NSU Monk Model United Nations Club. So that was the idea, and that's how it went. And it was not only me. I had so we were 12 people together. We worked to establish the club in NSU.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, it was a nice platform to learn. The teamwork and the way forward. That's great. And going forward, so you did your internship at Youth Center, and I would like we would like to know about it. How was your experience, and why did you do your internship there? Did you have any objective, or was it related to your purpose of life, or what was your motivation to do your internship at Youth Center, and the outcome of doing it?
Okay. Center is where we met. So
Yeah.
I met you there. So my purpose was, unfortunately, I don't know current situation because I'm not in Bangladesh anymore. But when I was in Bangladesh, the idea was only business school student requires internship. Engineering student do not really get chance to do internship. But I really wanted to have an experience to work in an organization where I get to, work like a professional and see how thing goes. And that time I was actually working as a research assistant too at North South University, but that was not a fixed time. It was mostly like I had to do a lot of study and everything. So I had some downtime. And also Unit Center is a renowned organization around the world. And one thing I really like that people from all around the world, students from all around the world comes there to learn about social business. And even though I'm an engineer, I have an inquisitive mind and I like to learn about business. I have always been part of like different social work. I wanted to learn how you can help people. They had some amazing project. They had a solar panel project. So as an engineer, I was interested, like, okay, if you want to introduce technology to like a more remote area, how the process goes, not the engineering process, but like how, you get the resources, reach out to these people, how to manage the funding. So there were a lot of things you learn through that process. So I just I got the opportunity to interview and I was selected. So I just felt, it's great. It's a learning experience, and I met people from Bolivia, USA, UK, and I'm still friends with them. So it was a delightful experience.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's true. I totally agree with you. And like be staying in Dhaka or in Bangladesh, and you had the opportunity or had the opportunity to involve with or to like do kind of work with some like global international people or interns. So that is one of my experience. And what are the skills you particularly developed from there?
I think one thing I learned is how to work under stress. I was very
Yeah.
fortunate to be part of the social business event that Unicenter holds every year. I was very lucky. Not all the interns get that chance because it's like in a specific time, but luckily it was during that time. And we had guests from all around the world, renowned guests. And that time working, actually having a responsibility, being responsible, being action forward and doing stuff on time. And I was just a kid out of college. I didn't have all this experience before. I mean, I had some because I organized smaller scale event at school. Of course, those helps. So these are all linked. You learn something small and then you scale it up. So I think that was something to, be there on time, make sure you are delivering what you're expected to, make sure you don't just lose your cool. If something goes wrong, you always come up with a backup plan. So I think it was very stressful, but it was really fun.
It was fun. Great. So as like this can be a very like I think burning questions that people or so many people want to know. As you're working for a like multinational tech company, so can you share your journey of first entering into that organization? How was the recruitment process, and how did you nail those like process? How do you nail your interview?
It's funny. It's funny because I was in California and I was only focusing on companies in California. Microsoft was not even on my list. It's a great company, but I was just not ready to move out of the state because I just loved where I was. I was comfortable. So one of the recruiter reached out to me through LinkedIn. He found me through LinkedIn and there was this position. And he reached out to me and we talked and he's like, you're fit. And one thing about United States job market is like, usually you go through like 3 to 4 stages of interview. So first is usually like a HR or a recruiter will reach out, you have your first interview and conversation, then you have a second round, you have a third round, sometimes you have a fourth round. So the first round, when I talked with him, he was great. We had a lot of like positive energy, but I was like, I don't see myself moving out of California, and like, moving to a completely new state. But he was just somehow he's like, just give, like, you have been selected to have this interview. If nothing, you can always say no, but at least you can go through the process of, experiencing it. So I was like, he's right. Like, I can always say no, and maybe I will not be selected. Who knows? At least I'll have that experience to learn, how such a big company, recruit their people. So then I had my first interview with the hiring manager who was hiring for the team. That went well. I got selected for the next round, which was with like five. It was a panel of 5 people, 5 hours straight interview, which is very stressful. And I guess the interesting part I felt is not all companies does that, but I have had this experience with Microsoft, and I know some other very big company. They don't care about how much you know. They want to know how you think, which is very important. Sometimes a lot of people can just answer all your questions, but they don't really show that they have the thinking capability. So I think through my conversation, I showed them that I'm good at thinking, and that's what they like about me. So the interview went well. However, the position I was interviewing for, it required 5 years of experience. They wanted someone experienced, someone left, and they needed that. I only had 6 months experience, and they had a project going on. They needed someone to, jump on and start. They didn't have someone to kind of, mentor me. So I did not actually get the job. So I was let know that, like, they really like me, but they just want someone who already have this expertise. I didn't. They liked me as an engineer, but they just wanted the experience, which I didn't have. I was like, okay, that's fine. Okay, it was a great experience. After a week, the recruiter reached out to me again, and he says that one of the guest interviewer really liked me, and he might have something for me. And I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. So I have another conversation with that person, and it was very kind of him. He's still a great mentor of mine. So he's like, I can. So in bigger companies, sometimes if they really like you, they can create position. If they have budget, they'll just create a position. So he's like, I really liked you. I think you have the right attitude. You are a Microsoft material. I would like to get you on board, but I can create a position for you, and it will be challenging because it's not really aligned with what you are doing. But if you are up for the challenge, I can offer you a position. And I was like, and I talked with some people, and everyone is like, not many people get that. Like, someone will reach out to you and create a position for you. That's because I was like, should I take it? I don't know. They're like, yeah, so just do that. And I was like, yeah. So within 2 weeks, I packed my bag. I moved to a completely different state, different city, and I started my journey. And I worked with him for 6 months on a project. And funny thing, after 6 months, the job I was rejected from, it's under the same organization, just in a different team. Within 6 months, I proved myself good enough that they actually hired me for that position. Someone else left. So they're like, I think you don't need 5 years experience.
Impressive,
we like you. So that was great to be able to kind of prove that sometimes you really don't need 5 years of experience, but you need the right attitude. And I had to prove myself. So that's after 6 months, I'm currently working with the manager and in that team, and it's been a wonderful journey.
Wow, that is super brilliant, and people, like who are really curious and challenging, the who love challenges, that, like they can, crack uh, the normal process, and then they can, crack the dilemma of, like the experiences and stuff like that. That's amazing. Uh, so our most important part, you have been involved with so many organizations since your school. You are working for, like we all are using that. Uh, we have been growing, or we have been growing with this name. Microsoft, So and you are in a tech company, so you know the future, like the trend or future trend. So uh, uh, I would like to ask you, can you share some advice or suggestions for youths, like how what are the skills they should develop, for future, because it is going to extensively Internet of Things, like for industrial revolution is coming. So how to cope up with the in future. So
Um, yes, you're absolutely right. We're in a time where everything is changing very fast, and if you don't keep up, you're gonna lag behind. Even though I have a job right now, every day I think about how I can develop new skills because tomorrow my job might become obsolete. So I have to always
absolutely.
develop new skill that will keep me relevant, that people will still need me. And I have seen that even in engineers who have been working in the industry for like 15, 20 years. So every day is a learning day. So it's never like, oh, I got the job, I got it done, because technology is evolving. So you always have to evolve yourself with that. Otherwise, tomorrow you'll be backdated and nobody would really want to. One suggestion I would give is, unfortunately, when I was doing my undergrad, there was not a lot of effort or emphasis on people, especially because I was an electrical, I was not a computer science major. We were not really encouraged to do programming a lot. But nowadays, even if I'm a full-on hardware engineer. I love working with electronics. I love working with devices. But even with that, it's very important that you at least know one programming language. And trust me, when I say that, it doesn't matter. You will see probably like 2 or 3 years from now on, even if you're working as a receptionist, they would want you to know programming, because there's probably a system that you need to do some scripting, some coding. Now knowing programming is as important as learning English or a language. So
English.
I would say, if you want to pick up just one skill, that would be something I would say, just get something easy. Python is very easy to learn. It's very user friendly. You don't have to go like learn C++ or Java or assembly. You can learn something that's easily interpreted and you are comfortable with. Pick up one programming language, make sure you're comfortable in it, do some projects. That would be really helpful for people. And we nowadays rely on just using internet to get our information, but I'm very old school. I think there's no way you can deny the importance of reading. Please
Paper book.
take your
Yeah.
time. Um, take your time. Get off the internet. Get a physical book. Focus on it. Learn from it. It can be anything, but I think you can always learn something from reading. So these are two of my small advice.
Yep. I think this is so powerful because like when people stop reading and they just keep scrolling the social medias, and like when because there is no better way of reading than a paper book, like the hard papers. So yeah, this is really great. So what's your dream? And do you think you are on track? And why do you, if yes, then why do you think you are on track? Right. Is it because we try to draw, like the thing you have a measure in, and now you're doing something. So, and are you on track on the way of it doing?
Yes, definitely. I have some dreams. I would like to do something for Bangladesh in the tech field. That's something. It's like a vague. I don't want to go in details. You don't talk about your
No.
dreams until it's
Yeah.
reality. So,
Yeah.
but definitely, I would like to give back to my country. And when I came here, I didn't have any option. we don't have a hardware industry. So even if I want to go back and work there, I don't really have much option. I have to let go of my passion, which makes me very sad that, to pursue my passion, I have to kind of leave my country and my loved one behind. So I want, for my future generation, I would like to give them the opportunity that if they want to stay back, they have jobs, they have the job security, and they can actually pursue their career back home. So having the industry built, that would be something I would really like to see, and I would like to contribute. And so far, yes, I do think I'm on track, because I consider right now, I always joke to my manager, who are like a mentor, who is a mentor to me, like, I'm like a sponge. So I'm just soaking up as much as I can, because these are my formative year. Maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, I will not have as much energy I have right now. So right now, since I have so much energy, I have so much enthusiasm about learning and, seeing what's there out there. So I think I'm on track, and it's a lot of hard work, but when you're passionate about something, I think it doesn't really matter. Like, I have been very fortunate, I would say, even the whole pandemic, I had to go in for work because I work in a lab. I work with unreleased devices. I work with top secret projects. So I cannot really bring my work home. I had to go in. And this whole pandemic, I have been going in. And trust me when I say, to be able to just drive to work and just, tag my badge, go inside the lab, that kept me sane, to be able to a workaholic person and kind of forget what's happening out in the world. That kept me insane. So I love work. I'm a workaholic person. I enjoy working. There's nothing gives me more pleasure than just waking up on Monday and going to work. I know many people don't have the fortune to love their work, but I do. And that's because I'm doing what I love. And so I think I'm on track, and keep finger crossed. Let's see what future brings.
Yeah, basically, I think I can sense that through your expression. I mean, that's the beauty of like working for what people are passionate about. It's not it's like a sports to them. They're like playing the game. So yeah, that's very very fantastic. And the point you mentioned, that how to think while you are interviewing, the takeout from one of the most important takeout I think from our session today is that we need to think. It can be about us, it can be about our future, it can be about the economy, it can be anything. So that was a very insightful session, and I say, yeah, thank you so much, Fahima. That has been amazing and very insightful session. I think also for the audience too. We're very privileged to have you with us today, because you have a massive busy schedule, and you have given your time to share your story and journey. And I think that's the I think the beauty of involved of working, being involved with volunteering activities and other stuffs, because you always whenever you get a chance, you contribute, to have a
Yes.
positive impact. And before ending our session, I would like to share another program of us. It's basically, we call it learning assembly. So basically 5 or 6 guests come and join, and they basically take a 10 to 15 minute session. It's a live session, so they try to talk on a particular skill, or say, for example, the art of communication, or maybe it can be regarding programming, like how it can help them. So if you in future, if you find a time to fit in, and just to share more information regarding, like how to, why the importance of sorry, my electricity has gone, the
No
importance of
problem.
like learning programming, and like the thing you mentioned, Python. That would be very like very valuable resource and valuable knowledge sharing session for us. So yeah, I'll keep you sharing about that. And thank you again on behalf of the School of Entrepreneurship Development for your very
Um,
insightful session.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, inviting me, and I hope people who are watching they can get something out of it. As you mentioned, like those of us who have done volunteering experience, like we like to pay it forward. We always like to contribute whenever we can. So I hope from this session, if anyone gets any valuable information, that would be my takeaway from this session. And please, because you're on the other hand, and I know it's a very odd time, it's very early in Bangladesh. If anyone leaves any comment, any question, please forward the question to me. I would love to help the person and answer their question through your platform. So, and I'll keep in mind what you mentioned. We'll figure it out and we'll see, and we will see how it goes, and wish everyone good luck, whatever your dream is, whatever your passion is. Even though I talked a lot about passion, just remember, every day you don't feel motivated. You will never feel motivated 24/7. Even when I love my job and everything, there are days I feel down. Motivation will not take you from point A to B every day, but discipline will. So make sure you just don't rely on motivation. Make yourself disciplined so that the days you don't feel motivated, your discipline will take you there. So wish you good luck, and thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you for again. It's a wonderful, insightful session. And dear audience, I hope you have enjoyed our session, and like it was an insightful session, and hope the stories and journey of our guest Fahima Chowdhury will inspire you and will give you a tool for think, like to how to like go forward and how to work on passion and like how to work on our analytical skills that can move us forward. Thank you again, and good luck for your future interviews.